episode. What's going on, Off the Wonder family? I'm your girl, Black Barbara Waters.
Chill. Welcome on the building.
And you know, the one.
Go ahead and play that shit, boy.
The only.
That nigga.
I think, unfortunately, I've gotten used to it now.
I'm still that nigga.
Hey.
Melly Mel Detroit.
Nigga.
Hey.
Still that nigga.
And always will be that nigga.
Yo,
On
man.
today's episode,
Chill.
this is gonna be an interesting one. So anyone who has been following a lot of trending topics, you may know the story or have heard about the up and coming celebrity, and I use air quotes because he's not really a celebrity in my eyes, Mr. RiceGum.
Oh man, you was even so respectful. Put a mister in front of that.
I give him at least somewhat of
Missa.
Mister.
So for those that don't
Rice
know, literally his name is RiceGum. It's spelled exactly how it sounds. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that ain't his name that his
But-
mama gave him. But
Hence why I said air quotes of celebrity with the dumb celebrity names.
ain't your government, boy.
That ain't your government. So he became, I want to say, YouTube famous.
Yeah, he's YouTube famous.
Yeah, he's YouTube famous. And what's really been getting the buzz lately has been the breakup that happened a couple months ago between him and his girlfriend, Abby.
Abby.
So
Abigail.
Not the one that judged book by its cover. I mean, she fine, but
she's a little blonde.
I'm gonna stop right there.
She's blind. So for those that don't know, and Jamel probably give a little bit more back history after me. He had her sign what you can pretty much call a prenup. Now, were they married? No. And I say pretty much called a prenup because, like I said, he is YouTube famous. So he is getting YouTube money.
Getting that YouTube paper.
And for those that don't know,
Hate on that though.
yeah.
No, I can't hate on that.
Hate on that. We commend you on that, you know. Yeah. But for those that don't know, you have to reach a certain amount of subscribers and views in order to get to that level of making that your lifestyle and making that your income. So, you know, respect is respect. We give you respect on that, RiceGum. But how do y'all feel about, because I mean that we're kind of in that realm.
Same field.
Yeah, we're in that same field. You know, we cross that barrier of YouTube. So, you know, we're not as big as him yet. But when we get to that stage, because, you know, you got an old lady at home. I'm single, Mel is single. But when we get to that.
Y'all keep that in mind out there. Hit me up. My DM's wide open. Just saying.
His DM stays open.
Just saying.
Mine has a little more barriers. But
Mine's open.
his...
And Moses came in and purred that mug. It's open.
Anyway, how does that make y'all feel? Like, do you feel? I guess Lamar, I want to start with you though. Do you feel like when you get to that point that you would, because y'all aren't married, would you ever have your old lady sign something saying she can't, you know?
On some real shit, man, she been with my broke ass for some struggling time. So, and I wouldn't even do no prenup because you know, not only did she give me two beautiful kids, but
And they is some beautiful babies.
just me morally, I would feel some type of way just because, you know, especially when you got a person that's been down with you for a lot of struggling times, and you know, if I was ever get to that level of, you know, comfortability with my
Spit
money,
it out.
I got big lips. So, I mean, I would feel some type of way, but I mean, hey, look, I respect the old boys hustle, Mr. Rice Game. I know, Mr.
It's gum, son.
It's gum. It's
Rice Game,
Like-
Rice
gum.
Gum,
like Big Lee Chew, like Wrigley's.
like
Rice
Big
gum.
Red.
All right, Big Red.
I mean,
Kiss a little longer.
I mean, I respect your hustle. I mean, he found some kind of formula to make his bread. I just don't. Even when we was going through his shit, I didn't see no content. It was.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about his
It
other
was just
stuff
a whole bunch of.
in just a second.
We're gonna. Well, here's my thing.
Honestly, he looked like a culture vulture. I ain't gonna say nothing.
That is for later, sir. You going a little too early.
Listen,
a little too
stop
early.
giving plugs before we get to that segment. Like,
Well, I'm sorry.
Lord.
I am the plug. I plug it in and that shit just goes. Damn.
But yeah, you know, in a way, you know, when I first heard about it, I was kind of like torn. I was like, it's kind of a business savvy. I mean, they're not married, you know, and according to what I've, I mean, I don't know him personally, so according to what I've saw and read and watched on different videos and stuff, I feel that, you know, if he's that famous, and, you know, sometimes, you know, chicks see you got that bag, they coming at you.
Yeah.
You know, they coming for you. Well, they coming for that bag. They ain't really coming for you. And so, you know, he had to protect himself. So here, sign this. And if you get famous, if you get anything now, you know, anything after this, I get a percentage. I ain't mad at him. That's business.
Hey,
And hold on, let me say
my
that.
question
Go ahead.
is, how?
You probably gonna say what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. What advice was given to her to sign that?
That was what I'm about to get into.
Thank you.
That's what I was about to say.
Sure.
And she signed it. So how can you be mad at him?
Again, that's why I said
She
she's
signed
blonde.
She signed it.
Well, that goes back to my earlier comment. She fine and all, but I'm gonna stop right there because signing some shit like that.
You can stop right there. No.
When you sign
As
some
a
shit like that,
as a woman, I want to know what lawyer told her to sign that, because as blonde as she is, I'm pretty sure she was not legally blonde like the old movie and was a lawyer.
Reese
you ain't
Witherspoon.
no Reese, so you just signed a blonde contract because you thought you was in love. Love still has some boundaries, baby.
I know that's right.
And I want to know what percentage, because
I don't. Did they really specify?
they didn't.
they didn't specify, but I don't give a damn. I don't want you to get percentage of none of my shit.
But my thing is like this: you got so many different YouTube celebrities that have broken up. Like one of my favorites was Damo and Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
Damo and Chrissy, they were a gay couple and went through this whole thing. Damo was at the time a stud. She's kind of back and forth now. She's more able to be who she wants to be. But in the relationship, she was a stud. They went through having a whole baby, the whole nine. They break up. And when I say they break up, it was a big thing on YouTube. Big thing. Yeah, it was horrible. But you didn't see Damo trying to get money from Chrissy. And Damo had a YouTube page and was doing music before Chrissy ever did. Like, ever did. Like, I was following Damo way before I knew who Chrissy was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still follow Damo. I don't follow Chrissy, like, at all. Like, I like unsubscribed to all her stuff. Like, click.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
because it was too messy. Like, you went from a very positive environment to now you're not positive at all. And that's my thing. It's like, even with the Rice Gum situation, you know, we're going to get into his content of his music in just a second, but you look from what I've seen and what I've watched, you know, something positive, you know, y'all were a positive force together, to now she's bashing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you do. If you break up, you break up. It's not everybody's business. Now, it makes great, you know, publicity, and that's what they're using it for, and that's what the world's falling for. It's a publicity stunt.
Right.
But there's something, like we say, you know, some things you keep in-house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean you run over, you know what I'm saying, to TMZ and tell them, well, I was extra clingy and this, that, and the third, or make it sound
He
like was
said
extra clingy.
she was all on his nuts.
And that is a quote.
Direct quote.
That is a direct quote.
All on my nutsack.
But my thing is, he also said after that, he was like, he didn't know how not to use the word clingy or she was possessive. Why couldn't you use those words? Because you sound more aggressive and abrasive with saying that she's all on your nuts.
Yeah, he's wanted to say that.
Yeah, like,
that's what he wanted to say. He wanted to say that. Right. That's all that was.
Girl.
Now let's try to do this without getting a headache, because I couldn't even watch the full video. His music.
RiceGum the rapper. The hip hop artist.
Y'all see how silent it got when we started talking about his music?
I already said it.
First of all, Auto-tune will make anybody sound like a celebrity and sound like a rap artist. There was no content. The song, I only listened to one because I'm very selective on my music choice. We know this.
Shit, we all.
And we just got through eating too, so you ain't trying to regurgitate.
I'm not. Not trying to regurgitate.
I'm gonna say this. Let me say this. Now, in a general sense, it wasn't horrible. In a general sense.
General sense, no, I can agree it wasn't horrible. But
I mean, it's not. I'm gonna download. I'm not going to Spotify for it.
Oh no, I agree with you. I heard word shit on the radio.
Right. And I think even when the controversy came up about him having a ghostwriter and stuff like that, just come out and say you got a ghostwriter, bruh. You know, even when him and I.O.W is going at it, I.O.W got with him to me with his rapping. I.O.W's rap is more comical. You know, it's supposed to be funny,
satire.
Right? And he's supposed to be a real rapper. And all that.
Oh, he's claiming to be a real rapper?
What label is he signed to?
Oh, I mean, he got that YouTube money. Maybe.
We froze on that one right there.
Oh, wait a minute.
We not moving on that.
We just looking.
Oh, love, wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it.
That's all right. That one's still rolling.
Well,
let's keep it
rolling.
Either way.
Keep the party going.
Keep the party going.
Either way, like, why does everybody want to be a rapper? That's the question. That's like my main thing. Why does everyone want to be a rapper? Because
I think that people see it and they think it's easy and don't realize the work they got to put into it. I mean, it's like being a comedian. You know, there's an art form to it. It's not just like you get up and tell a bunch of jokes. I mean, you know, like we like to sit around, we kick it, we have fun. But I don't think I'm a comedian.
I'm gonna say none of us is gonna go try and
you know what I'm saying?
You know, for Saturday Night Live,
right? Like, because I recognize it's an art form.
Lamar may he may.
I made a try. I made a thought about it. Now with the execution part and the follow through, I didn't get that. You didn't get that far. No,
I mean that far still up in the air.
Well, no, I had other shit that I thought was more important to execute and follow through with than being a comedian. Yeah. You know, I'm a spontaneous shit talker that make people laugh.
Right.
And that is exactly why we call you the wild card.
That's why I keep it at that. Hey, I know my lane.
I know my lane.
Here.
But that's the thing, like,
it's right here.
Do y'all feel that he knows his lane? Do y'all feel like he's crossed into a territory?
I just think it's all about the bag. To me, I think it's all about the bag. I really don't think it's about him thinking, I can cross over this territory. I can't. I think it's like, I can get this money. I mean, think about it. If I got all these followers, you put together a nice beat, auto-tune it.
Throw some garbage on it.
Because you here's just throwing out stuff. I'm a YouTube person. I'm a this, I'm a that. You know, it's just like just throwing stuff out. It wasn't like, had no kind of logical flow to it.
But the thing, this is what's so crazy. Like, he has 10.6 million subscribers.
Right.
He has 331 videos of pure tea. This is just my opinion. Crap.
Wow.
I know.
Basura caliente.
I know.
All right.
Like, now, some of his stuff is like,
that was correct, but
like he's got a video. Because I had heard of him. I was trying to ignore you and not go there, but it didn't work. I did watch a video of his from like a year ago. Like when you sent us the information, I was like, oh, I've heard of him.
Right.
He did an underwater date with a model. I don't remember if that was Abigail or not.
I don't remember
either. But to think that, you know, YouTube is choose my words very carefully.
Very carefully. We don't want to get demonetized.
I don't want that. To think that YouTube is a platform that reaches everyone and allows all different kind of things. The fact that there are 10.6 million people that find him entertaining.
Hey, there's a lane for everybody.
Hey, say that shit again.
That's why I just feel there's a lane for everybody.
Just look at the president in office.
Right, some people still follow that goofball.
And goofball is a nice word because I'm sure they're not calling him a goofball.
Goofball would be polite as hell.
Right, because the words that I would say would get my Christian card revoked.
Once again, I'm not trying to get demonetized.
So, I still just can't believe that she signed it. Can we go back there for just a second? Like, why? I understand it's business savvy. I get that. But as a woman, and we always claim about being an independent woman, I don't need this, I don't need no man, I don't need this, and that's for just womankind, period. You sign this giving him pretty much ownership
of her
of
products.
your products, things that you've taken the time.
And I don't remember if it was a term set on it. I don't remember if like 2-3 years or whatever. I probably don't remember, but only thing I can think of is maybe she thought, oh, this ain't serious,
Or we're gonna be together.
Oh, we're
forever.
gonna be that, or I'm gonna put this thing on him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna forget about that.
Your treasure wasn't powerful enough.
I don't know, but
apparently
treasure,
you were a little too clingy, and his
all
nuts
on his nutsack.
All in his nutsack.
You make his nuts hang to the ground.
But to piggyback off of something that you said, we don't know the timeline of the contract,
right?
But I don't feel like there's, even if the timeline was 1 year, you know what I'm saying?
That's 1 year too many.
Just 1 year too many, because
right.
There are so many opportunities. Okay, let's look at it like this. All of us are business owners. All of us have catering companies. If for a year, I let you have a percentage, you now could take that percentage and buy into my company through another investor. And now you're a silent partner, which means you're still getting money from me regardless of what my contract was that I signed. Mm-hmm. There are so many different loopholes that allow things to go forth. Like, there would have been no way I would have ever signed a contract for you to have anything. Now, if we would have said that, no, let me back up. If I would have signed a contract, he would have signed one. Because with us being together, yeah, I might be getting famous off of you, but you're now getting more famous off of me, because every person that now following me is now going to follow you.
Technically, he's not getting famous off of her. He's getting rich off of her.
Right. But it's the same thing.
I hear you.
It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. I kind of just want to.
I kind of just thought about it, too. Like, I don't know if this is a possibility with Abby. I mean, if you ever see this, you can comment.
Please let us know, Abby.
I'm just saying, like.
Oh, you can holler at a nigga. Go ahead.
You can slide in his DMs.
Wide open.
I don't need that smoke in my house.
Only his DMs.
Only his DMs. None of that smoke. Could she possibly have done this to think that I see his wave is getting so big, maybe I can just, even though I'm signing over it, a little bit of my product to him, or he's getting profits off of me. Maybe she probably thought that if I could ride his wave just a little bit,
you still get some money.
Still get some of that money. I mean, that's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
It could be.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's kind of crazy.
It's so many mixed feelings that come with this, because as a woman, like I said, we
I already know for a fact you would never sign no bullshit.
Listen, I wish someone would bring me a piece of paper and say, I need you to sign this, and I'm going to have a year, 2 years. I'm going to have 2 months.
Or whatever.
A percentage of you being famous. I'm going to lose my religion card on that day.
I can already tell if I'm going to try to get just 30 seconds of profit off of you. You ain't with that shit.
Please listen.
It's better to
Let me make it
give
very clear.
than to receive.
This is where Black Barbara Walters. This is not even here.
Hallelujah.
Let me speak as Alexis Henderson. Try it if you want to. I was raised by a very strong black man and a whole bunch of strong black women. Baby, I will dismiss you in a heartbeat. That's why I said my DMs are a little bit more barricaded than this guy over here, because
wide.
His is wide open. You're gonna have to get through some hoops and stuff to get to me, Shug. Right now his DMs are echoing. So y'all please,
hello.
How are you? His DMs are wide open. But yeah, we just wanted to hit on that, because that right there it's kind of crazy to think of, the protocols and things that people put in place.
Right.
Once you get to a certain level of,
Stardom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even
being
stardom
famous.
even a word for that?
YouTube famous is what I'm gonna call them. That's all I'm
But
gonna say.
I didn't consider celebrities. I mean, what makes you a celebrity? And it's not me knocking anyone on YouTube because
that's a good
there's a lot of
question.
people on YouTube that I admire. A lot of people on YouTube I like watching. You know, but I mean, do you consider?
Really answer that, big dog? I don't think it necessarily makes you a celebrity. I just think it's that.
Shout out to Leon Lush. Like your videos, bro.
I mean, he has his following. I mean, honestly, until you brought the topic up of research, I had no clue who the hell RiceGum was.
Well, you know, I be on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
But I think it's the level. It's the beginning platform, because if you look at people like B. Simone.
Mm-hmm.
B. Simone, you know, she started way back in the day, but a lot of her stuff got picked up on YouTube. A lot of stuff got picked up because people were making her videos go viral, and then
Soulja Boy got his shit popping.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like
so
that.
it's like I think YouTube is the beginning platform.
Well, okay, let's take Soulja, but Soulja Boy was a rapper. He just used YouTube as a vehicle to get his music out. So I'm saying, so if he went to Interscope, anywhere it would have went, and his junk would have boomed through Interscope, Sony, he still would have been.
If that's a big motherfucking if, dog.
He still would be considered a celebrity.
He would be.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, YouTube is your starting point.
Okay.
It's like your beginning of the race. So you got all that time to, you're practicing.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is, I think of YouTube in a certain sense is that is your practice lane.
Okay.
So you can put stuff up there so you can see, okay, this is good enough. This is going to
react
flop.
to it.
Yeah. So, and then you're hoping, you're promoting, you're doing this, you're doing that, to see who's going to, either take it or make it flop.
Okay, I got a question for you. Then.
Okay.
So, if let's take this particular our platform.
Okay.
If it gains traction and everything, and the network comes to us and say we want to pick y'all up, would you go with that, or would you stay on YouTube? Knowing that you got more, well, YouTube can change the algorithm, but in general, you got more flexibility on YouTube than you would on a network. So you go for the immediate bag, so to speak.
Yeah, the immediate bag will come from the network.
Yeah, I think
Or do you go for the fact that you can have flexibility and still make money?
I think it'll for me, it'll probably be wanting to still do a little bit of both.
Okay.
And I say that because one of the things that we talked about when we got on this platform was making sure that we can get to the highest level that we can get to.
Right.
So I would count it an honor and a privilege to be approached, number one,
Right.
by any national TV station.
Keep that in mind. NBC, CBS, Fox,
TV1.
TV1.
And,
Yeah, I don't even like BT, but
Right.
come on through.
Comedy Central. We we down.
Any of them. You know what I'm saying?
FX.
I take any of them,
Shit,
but
it's on PBS, man.
it goes back down to also how and what the contract says.
Right.
Because kind of like what we have now, we have, if you guys aren't on the Patreon page, you get behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
So my YouTube could be my behind the scenes and things that they can't touch.
Okay.
That they can't get to. That allows me to still have my freedom and still allow me to do what I need to do. But then, of course, especially if you're nationally syndicated, you have those certain guidelines and things that you have to follow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well, see,
I think there's a middle point there.
But here's the thing.
Rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at Call Me Daddy's, this is more podcast, but Call Me Daddy and
Well, shout out to them.
and it's another one. I think it's called something Burning Hill or something like that. But anyway, they had situations where they had contracts, but they couldn't go, do anything outside of that particular network.
Yeah.
So even they stuff they posted on Instagram was regulated.
Damn.
Because they couldn't sell any merch, anything outside of being under that particular platform they were on. I think they was under what's the one we were talking about earlier? Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Barstool.
Yeah.
It's on the Barstool. So Barstool picked them up. They put them on a contract. I think it was like $75,000 a year. Plus, if they get so many subscribers, they got some kickback off of that and whatever they sell off of merch.
incentives and shit.
But then, what you think is a lot, was nothing compared to what they grew the channel into.
Yeah.
Then when they went back to renegotiate, they got $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know, still now, so you look at, you go and check out they podcast. You know, they kind of broke up now. That's a whole other story. But if you go and check out their podcast and see what they actually bringing in, they're in the top 20 for our podcast.
Right.
I think they're in the top either one, two, or three as far as women podcasts. So they really, that $500,000 is a minuscule of what they really worth. So you look at it from that standpoint, is it better to be independent than to go to the net? Because TV is going nowhere now. It's going to phase out in a minute.
But the thing about it is, most people you got to look how TV has evolved, you know, and like we said, we're speaking on YouTube in particular. YouTube has YouTube TV now.
True.
So you're still getting more
which I'm
freedom.
a subscriber from.
Yeah, you know, I am too. We use it at the house.
TV.
You can still get more freedom. That's why I said it would depend on what's on the contract.
Okay.
It would depend on what you're, you know, and I think that's the thing. A lot of people they get to see it, and they're like, ooh, they want me. They forget that, hey, I need to actually make sure that this contract and stuff is legit, you know, because if you go back and you watch, you know, different shows like Behind the Music, you know, they interview the celebrities and they talk about how, you know, they got so excited, but the contract was crap, and they end up having, you know, like TLC, they end up having to file for bankruptcy because, you know, how can you be making all these multi-millions, but then you got, I'm broke. I got to pay this guy. I got to pay that guy. We like, you know, my thing is with us, I always want to make sure we're good, that our pockets is good first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hence why, you know, we teach ourselves how to do everything. If I ain't got to pay no middleman, I ain't paying no middleman when this money can stay in my pocket.
But I think you can even take it beyond that. I mean, at some point, you have to realize, like, is it worth losing control of your product just to get that bag from a major network? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, honestly, right now, damn, CBS was knocking at the studio door and was like, I got a contract for all three of y'all. I mean, I'm not going to speak for y'all, but, I mean, I would really want to know, what control do we have?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that'd be my thing.
Of course, I know that. I just didn't want to speak and speak for y'all, but I'm just saying, like, there's to me, I don't think there's a check big enough for our organicness or our control, and not only that, like, say we jump to a big network, like, there's gonna be a lot of rules and regulations,
right?
And I'm not big
and Lamar ain't gonna be able to be Lamar because he ain't gonna say something he can say.
I'm not big on following certain rules and regulations.
Not only that,
especially when it comes to controlling me,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with this mouthpiece, once I let the motherfucker roll, I just
see there it is right there. We off there now. Cut it.